My name is Abigail Simalei Pratet. I'm an agronomic engineer by profession, and I'm currently Mara Elephant coexistence project manager here in the Mara. So I'll start by explaining what Mara Elephant does. Mara Elephant Project is a non-governmental organization that protects elephants which are near extinction here in the Mara and other areas surrounding. And in 2021, Mara Elephant realized there are elephants that go to communities and predate on their crops. So many projects have been done, like fencing, chasing the elephants, fighting the elephants, or having conflicts in the community. And Mara Elephant decided to have a coexistent approach. Okay, first of all, I'm an agronomic engineer. As I said, I studied at Earth University, and the approach we had at Earth University is agents of change, that you're going to our communities and be agents of change. So when I saw an advertisement in Mara Elephant Project about a coexistent farm where we are going to bring solutions to the community so that they can be able to coexist and live with conservation and protection of wild animal while the community also thrive and be economically resistant, I thought that is the best place I can be at such a moment. So as an agent of change, I thought this is the best place to be able to bring solutions to this community, which is my community because they're the Masái community. So that's why really I came to this place, and I did the interview and I got the job, and that's why I've been here all that time, yeah. So for example, we have most of the essential crops not being eaten. For example, rosemary, for instance, or lavender. It has a high predation index. And if it has a high predation index, what is its marketability? What is its social acceptance in the community? What is its growth? So we are looking at all those four factors. Growth, which means how much soil nutrient does it require? How much water does it require? So that will be called a growth index. We're looking at social index. How is the acceptability to the community? For example, we looked at tobacco. Tobacco is not eaten by elephants, but this crop is not socially acceptable in this area. So we cannot plant it because they will not agree to plant it, because we are trying to look for a solution that people in this community who are living in high conflict area can be able to accept. So that is a social index. And the third one is economic index. If you're going to get a crop and there is no market for it, we are not helping the people of this community. So that is an economic index. So we are going to have a formula which with the four indexes, that is the social index, the predation index, the economic index, and the growth index, and that will give us the crop with the highest coexistent index. So that's exactly what you're trying to do with all these experimental farms that we have here in the crops. So this project is a 5-acre piece of land where we are researching on different crops to see the crops that are not palatable to elephants. So in these 5 acres of land, we have we have tried over 40 crops, and these crops are different. There are crops that have been grown in this area, crops that have not been grown in this area, and crops that are used for different uses like essential oils, tubers, fruits. And we are trying this crop to see which crop will not be eaten by elephants. In so doing, we are trying to use science to come to solutions. For example, what you're looking for is a coexistent crop. A coexistent crop will be equal to predation index, which is understanding which crop has the least predation. The human-elephant conflict is a real big problem. And as much as we want to protect the elephants, we'll also like to protect these communities. And that's where we are looking not only to protect one side, but to coexist, to have a win-win. So that's why, for me, this is a great project that's really not going to only help Kenya, but all other African countries and even India, that they have elephants and they have the same problem of human-elephant conflict. Not only actually human-elephant, but human-wildlife conflict. And we've had so many solutions before. We've had fencing, electric fences, which are very expensive to such communities. We've had different approaches, but they're expensive to communities, or at the end they have not worked. But if this project works, personally, I think it's going to be a really big solution to such a problem. So I believe the conflict is there, it's a problem, and I believe if this project works, it's really going to be a time-changing or something really big for these communities. So currently we have, because we have the phases, we have the first phase, which is the predation phase, or phase one, which is predation, where we are supposed to learn which crops are being eaten or not eaten. That phase will go all along until the end, until when we are almost giving the solution. When I come next month, we are going to have the social survey that is going to the communities, asking them different questions, learning their ideas and even the social economic livelihood that they have, and the impact of the conflict, and even how they are taking this whole project. That is not only how we are going to do that, is the first phase of the social index. We are going to have a midline, where before the midline we are going to have a training for the community. So we know now that how the soil affects some crops. So we are going to give them facts about how the soil affects the crops. We are also going to have a training on how the economics of these crops. We have the market, this is the market, this is the cost, this is how much you'll get. So after we've done all that, we're going to do all those training, and then we're going to have a middle line and then end line survey, social survey, so that these people, as they make the decision that, oh, I want rosemary in my farm, they actually know that rosemary can give this amount of money or can take a lot of water, so that they can know that they can manage that crop and it can actually coexist in this community, and they can actually be economically resilient. So we are just entering the social index, after which we'll go to the economic index, and most of the growth index will be what we are seeing just in the predation index, because it's us knowing, okay, ginger doesn't do well because it doesn't grow, maybe because of the condition of the soil, because of the nutrients that are not, so all the other things are because we can see in the growth index. But currently we are entering the social index stage. We are generally looking at different crops all around, and one of the things we are determining, because we are recording everything we are doing. We are recording how much water we are putting in each crop, how much rainfall we are getting. So some of the crops are, like you've seen aloe vera here, they are crops which are grown or which are found in asal areas, that is arid areas and semi-arid areas. So sometimes a crop like rosemary doesn't need watering, so we don't water it, but vegetables mostly require watering, so we do that watering and we calculate that. So what we are doing with the growth index is that we are saying this crop, this much of water, is it going to be a problem in the future because it requires a lot of water? If all these communities going to grow that same crop and they are all dependent on this river, it's going to dry. So those are some of the factors when you're coming to growth index that you are looking at. So as much as it can grow, we would like a crop that really doesn't need a lot of water to deplete the river. But again, we are all taking all these notes because we don't know if the crop that takes a lot of water is the one that is the highest coexistence or lowest predation. Yeah. There is a conflict, because when a lion comes and eats my goats, or when a hippo comes and devour every crop in my farm, that is a conflict. Where there is no understanding is these people are not getting the direct benefits of conservation. For instance, I'll say we have the people working in this farm are from this community. Their family are now appreciating more conservation because they have a direct benefit. And that's why teaching the children and for them to be maybe tour guides, for them to be rangers, so that they can get this direct benefit, it will go a long way for them to protect and conserve what we have as wildlife or the natural resources. Currently, if you do a lot of studies, you see that elephants have gone really down. They are being killed or they are dying due to different causes. For instance, if an elephant comes to someone's farm with maize, an elephant can finish a farm within one night, 2 acres farm within 2 nights. That's a person that depending on that crop for almost a year. But that elephant is also important in that ecosystem. For us to be able to protect that elephant and to protect these communities, to conserve the natural resources, it's one of the greatest places to come just and watch an elephant. And we are the people to protect it at this moment. And if we have communities that are resilient, economically resilient, they are able to put food in their tables, they are able to be food secure. Through this project, I think people can support and help this project by understanding that they are all important and we need the coexistence, because in the future we'll not be having elephants, but if we protect, we can be able, if we live in harmony, we can be able to protect the elephant. We can be able to protect these communities to be able to live and be economically resilient. Yeah.